Hey everyone, Ryan here. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up Frameship in just a few minutes so you can connect your Shopify store to Framer so you can build e-commerce websites with zero code. So first things first, you want to open the Frameship plugin inside of Framer and we're going to click on Get Started. Now, what we're going to do is walk through the setup process here. So we'll press on Continue. We can select which option here best describes us. We'll click on Continue again. Now we can either start from a template or start from scratch. We have plenty of templates which you can start with, but since I've already got an existing project ready to go, I'm just going to start from scratch. Now we can either connect an existing store, create a new store, or if you don't have a store yet and just want to play around, feel free to use our demo store. But let's say we have an existing store and I actually want to connect that to Framer. So you'll notice we'll need two things here. We need a Shopify store URL and we need a Storefront API access token. So what we're going to do is actually head to our Shopify account and you'll see this is a real Shopify account. I've got all my products here. We're going to go down to apps on the left-hand side and we're going to go to app and sales channel settings. In here, we're going to click on develop apps. Then we're going to go create an app. Now we can call this whatever we want. I'm just going to call it my Framer Frameship connection. And we'll click on create app. Now inside of here, we want to go to configure storefront API scopes. Now this is important because we're essentially deciding what information Shopify is allowed to send to Framer. So again, really important that we check these, but I'm going to check unauthenticated write checkouts. I'm going to check unauthenticated read checkouts. We also want to check unauthenticated read product listings, unauthenticated read product inventory, and unauthenticated read product tags. Now we can click on save and we can press on install app. And we'll click on install. Okay, great. And now you'll see we actually have this Storefront API access token that's been generated. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go back to my Framer project and I'm going to paste that into the plugin. Now, the other thing we need is our Shopify store URL, which you can usually find at the top left of Shopify here. So I'm just going to copy that and I'm going to paste that in here. And then all I need to do is click on connect my store. And just like that, a connection has now been made. Now I'll just click on continue and we can start building. Now, the last thing we need to do is actually sync that data into our CMS. So when I go to my Framer CMS here, I can click on import and open the Frameship plugin and we can create a new collection. Again, you can call this whatever you want. I'm going to call it my store and we'll click on create. Now, if we want to set up a custom field here, we can do that, but by default, everything should sync just fine. So all I'm going to do is click on sync products. And since we've already created the connection, we just have to sync it for the first time. And now you notice that all my products and product information is now inside my Framer CMS. And if I ever make an update to a product, or let's say I add a new product, all I have to do is come back to my Framer CMS and click on sync. Okay, great. So now that we've actually synced Shopify with Framer, we can now use the Frameship plugin to add functionality. So again, I'm going to go back and open the Frameship plugin and click on components. Now there's a ton of components to explore here, from product pages to adding a cart, a catalog, gallery, and so much more. But let's actually start with the basic one, which is going to be building a product page. Now, inside of Framer, since everything's connected through the CMS, we can use Framer-like features to actually build our e-commerce store. So in this case, we actually want to create a new CMS detail page for each of our products. So I'll just click on the new page here, go to new CMS page, select my collection list, and we'll create that as a detail page. And now you'll notice that for every product, we actually have its own specific page. And because this is Framer, I can design and style this however I want. Okay, great. So I have a template here for my CMS detail page, but nothing's connected yet. Now, since this is connected to the Framer CMS, we can use Framer's built-in features to start customizing this page. So for example, if I want to set the title here to be the title of my product, I can just click on the little plus, go set variable, and then you'll see all the variables that we can connect to. So in this case, I want to set it to the title. If we wanted to set an image, we could do that here. So for example, on the left-hand side, if I wanted to set the fill to be image number 1, we could do that. And then you'll notice on every product, it will just automatically switch. But where it gets really powerful is when we use the Frameship components. So I'll go back to Frameship and we'll click on components, and let's actually start with product. So in this case, we actually want to pull through the price of our product. So I've got a price component here, and I can just drag that onto the page. And let's put that underneath the heading here. And let's make sure it's left aligned. Now, inside a Frameship component, you need to make sure that you actually set up the property controls on the right-hand side here. In particular, a lot of times we're actually pulling information dynamically and in real time from your Shopify store. So anytime you see a field here which says connect this to a Shopify data variable, we need to make sure that we actually click this little plus and set that variable to be Shopify data. So this makes sure that our Shopify data is in sync with our Framer site at all times. Similar with our inventory label, again, you don't have to sync the CMS every single time. We'll pull this dynamically and in real time from your Shopify store. So all you need to do is make sure you've got your Shopify data variable selected here. And then there's all the customization options as well. And it's Framer, so you can design it however you want. Now, we also need to add a add to cart button because otherwise someone can't actually add it to their cart and purchase this product. So I can add that here. And again, I'll connect that Shopify data field. And I can customize the styling here if I want. Now, I recommend you actually play around with a bunch of these components. For example, using the Smart Image Gallery is going to give you a lot more control if you have multiple images or media inside one of your products. And it also gives you a lot of control over variants as well. The last thing we need to do to actually make this store functional is add a cart. So I'm going to click on cart here, and I'm actually going to open this core cart component. I'm going to add that to my page. Okay, great. So I have this cart component here, and I'm actually just going to copy that. I'm going to put it inside my navbar component here. So we'll paste that in. Okay, awesome. So by default, this will just work out of the box. But if I actually double click this component and go unlink and replace all, we'll actually start to see how we can customize the cart. So firstly, with the cart button itself, this is fully customizable. There's a few different options here. You can actually connect it to your own layer or frame as well. So you can have complete styling control. And then we also have the cart state for when it's open, which if I double click into this component, you will notice that we can actually customize the cart list item or even the cart empty state. Or if I want to go further and design for conversion, I could actually have a new collection list inside of here, creating an upsell opportunity for other products. But now when I actually preview this, I can actually add that to my cart. And now you notice when I press that, the cart will open. Now, it's important to note that some functionality, like the carts or even localization and using markets, will only work on the published site, not in Framer Preview. So if I actually publish my website here, and we'll update that. So now that I'm on my published site, I can simply go add to cart, and you'll notice that this cart is now fully functional. And in just a few minutes, that's how you can actually create an e-commerce store using Frameship. Again, I recommend you play around with all these different components here. We've got markets, we've got filtering for your catalog pages. We've got a lot of functionality when it comes to the carts. We've got variant options as well. So there's a lot to explore and to make your e-commerce website the site you always dreamed.